Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Wednesday evening. It is December 28th. I'm going to talk about this article that I read a couple of days ago, a warning from a farmer. And I'm going to go over some key points in that and speak to it a bit. And also, towards the end of the video, I'll have a passage that I want to share that I believe is very relevant to these days. So, get right into it. I saw this article, I believe, maybe about 2 days ago, but it said warning from a farmer. Now, this is from a fourth generation dairy farmer. They are located, it's a family farm. They're located in Tennessee. It didn't say where, but they used to be in California. But they made the move to Tennessee in the last, I think, year or two or so. And some of the key things they said they believe the United States is in the midst of a major food security threat. Drought, supply shortages, the rising cost of doing business has made it very difficult to farm, even right now, currently in 2022. And they believe that 2023 could be a lot worse. Again, they moved from California to Tennessee because of the cost of business and lack more or not as many regulations on farmers in Tennessee as they do in California. That is still making it very difficult for them. I know they said that in the article that they feared that a lot of family farms are just going to go out of business. They're having more and more trouble, more difficulty making a profit and being able to operate. And one thing this lady they interviewed said, how many more generations will be willing to take on this and just keep the thing going, keep farming? You know, she said, I might be the last generation to do this, even in our family. And she talked about some of the issues they're having. She said that she believes that the food supply is in jeopardy. Definitely a food security threat for 2023. She said, I just believe 2023 is going to be very rough in many levels. Food prices have outpaced overall inflation for 2022. The November prices for food prices have shown a 10.6% increase over last year. Feels like it's a lot more than that, but that's what the statistic is. Also talked about fertilizer and fuel shortages, extreme weather as part of it, the droughts, and also the higher interest rates that have been going up here, lately on that. So she made a point that these farms many rely on debt financing, so that is hurting them as well. So for 2023. Supply chain, she said, we're definitely going to have supply chain shortages. Food prices are going to continue to go up. You're going to see that in the grocery stores. Americans are just going to get hurt even more in the wallet, is what she was saying. A lot of family ranchers are having trouble just paying the bills right now. The cost of food production just keeps going up and up. So she's like, the farmers aren't to blame. We're having more difficulty making money and keeping up with all this stuff, the restrictions, the regulations, the high cost of supplies and whatnot. So she said, we're not to blame. We're making less than ever. So they're in a fight for survival. Talked a little bit more about the drought. She said the statistics show that 2/3 of ranchers in the United States are selling off livestock. And that's not alarming. I didn't realize it was this much. She said herd sizes for livestock are reducing. Gave a few states as examples. In Texas, the reduction of herd sizes, especially like cattle, 50%. 50%, think about that. New Mexico, 43% reduction in their livestock. Oregon, 41% reduction. Not a good trend. The result, again, you're going to see some shortfalls in supply, food supply, and at the same time, the price is just going to keep going up. And it's interesting. This article is about dairy farm. I mean, look at the prices right now. I mean, we've mentioned it a little bit here and there lately, but I mean, look at dairy. I mean, just dairy alone. Milk, eggs. Looked at the price of that lately. I mean, eggs. They just keep going up. I mean, I can remember when you used to buy a dozen for 99 cents, or less. And that wasn't that long ago. Now, I mean, I don't even, it changes so much. I don't even, if I say a price right now, it's probably wrong. I mean, I think we could see a day when we have 12, $1 an egg, $12 for just your cheapest dozen eggs. I think we could see it go to $20. My fear is hyperinflation. Hopefully we don't get to that point. Cheese, butter. Butter's going way up. Way up. Bread, I think we could see loaves of bread, the cheap, the cheapest one to $8 to $10 a loaf right now. Probably seeing that in some places already. You can see $20 loaves of bread right now. Soon. Does it stop? Does it slow down even? I think most people, if you buy groceries, if you go out there and buy stuff, you're seeing this. I mean, you're starting to dawn on you. I think normalcy bias only goes so far. I mean, I would think. But supply chain, I think it's in a slow roll down. I think, and even if you look at other systems, seem to be faltering. And I don't know if I'd say falling apart. My concern is that they are. Not just the supply chain as far as food, but a lot of things. Medical, prescription drugs. Hearing a lot about that, and you are too, I'm sure. Healthcare in general. Healthcare, I'm concerned what healthcare will look like even a year from now, 6 months from now. What's that going to look like? And not just shortages, just the level of care, the quality of it, the availability. We were just talking, Ms. Dawg and I were just talking a while ago. Urgent care used to mean that you could go, without an appointment to an urgent care. At least that's the way it is around here. You have to make an appointment to go to urgent care. So I guess they should change the name of it or something, I mean, I don't know, change the name to something else. So if you can't just go into urgent care and sit and wait, then you have to go to the ER, So that's just one small example. Share what you think about that, but is this all, it's almost, it's a rhetorical question, I guess, at this point. Is it deliberate? But I believe we're in a spiritual battle as well. A lot of channels are talking about that. I've mentioned it a few times in the past. I believe, among other things, we are in a spiritual battle for sure. Okay. That leads me into my passage that I will share here. It is from 2 Timothy chapter 3. You probably have heard it some before. I'm going to remind you of it though. Okay. 2 Timothy chapter 3, first 5 verses. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. We're seeing that. Having a form of godliness, but denying its power. Have nothing to do with such people. That last verse, verse 5, I think is a key one. They're all key, but this stands out to me. Verse 5 says, having a form of godliness, but denying its power. And then that last sentence, have nothing to do with such people. That's pretty strong. Share your thoughts. I think we're seeing a lot of those things. Everything I just read. I mean, and yes, you could say that's been the case for years and years, but it just seems like things are way amped up on that here lately, especially the last few years, huh? So let's take care of ourselves out there. Let's look after each other. Let's show some grace and kindness where we can. Let's be an example of goodness. But let's be safe and take care. God bless you. I'll see you soon.